This is more of a shock. Like, I couldn't believe this happened.
What?
When we went to the driving range and you hit a bird.
Am I the arsehole for not wanting to work with my girlfriend?
Do get yourself out there. I would actually encourage people to do that more. Yeah. The fact that the cop walked up to you and was like, it's all right. Interesting.
Next up in the media space, Josh Larking, aka Young Chip from the Fellas Podcast, will announce... Welcome to episode 47 of Suits and Spiders. What a banger we have in store.
It is
today.
A big banger. We're so close to 52, by the way.
Honestly, it's like 5 episodes and we finished season 1.
Crazy.
And we're already amping towards season 2, which is so exciting.
This one's a very special one, mate, because it is your birthday.
It is.
Happy birthday.
See the wrinkles coming in now.
Yeah, mate, same here.
Found a couple of grey hairs the other day and I was livid. I'm absolutely livid.
I've got so many. I need to keep having like a fresh trim and then I'll be all right because then you can't see them.
True.
Anyway, since it's your birthday, I have got a banging little top 10 list of Ollie's best / funniest moments. Right. Are you ready to hear? And let me know if you agree or not. Like, if you would bump anything into the top 10.
There's a couple things in my head that's floating.
All right, I'll fire through it. We'll start with number 10.
Okay.
Now, bearing in mind, I've gone for like a list of funny things, but also good things that have happened.
Cool.
So it's a mixture.
Yeah.
So I'm starting with number 10, when we filmed the short of us doing a straight leg running. Bro, you know why that was so funny? Not only because of you, but like because we had Cal involved and everything, and we were just like, the neighbourhood was watching us just running, mate.
If you want to be in any of our shorts, you got to be a Patreon member because we get a couple of our Patreon members every now and again in on our shorts, and it is the funniest thing.
It is a great crack. All right, next up. That was 10, right?
That's 10.
Good start, I think.
10. Good start. Yeah.
Next one, and this you can only see on our Patreon, or it might be coming out later on the YouTube, but it's currently on the Patreon. This was an insane moment. It blew my mind.
What was it?
The Jenga flick.
The Jenga flick.
What the hell happened there? That was probably the best game of Jenga I've ever played in my life.
Oh, 100%. Do you know what? I used to play it all the time as a kid. In like we used to have like a drinking Jenga. That we did.
That's so good.
Similar to that.
Love
Shout
that
out to the Wheeler family. Played it endless hours when I was a kid. And I think it did happen once when I was a kid where somebody had flicked it out and I saw it and I was like, that's a god moment. Like that's
so good,
one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in my life.
But the fact that you managed to do it myself. When it was like leaning and oh my god. And the stakes were so high. You got to check that out on our Patreon for
£4 a month.
Exactly.
Only 13p a day.
There is so much content on there.
It's a little birthday present from me.
Yeah, why not? Anyway, that's number 9, yeah? Yes. So that's pretty high up in my opinion. Sure. But number 8, we have got Biz Butler.
Biz Butler.
That was hilarious. That's number 8. So that's quite big. Okay. But the fact that one of our Patreon members got you cutting his grass with scissors just makes me absolutely die.
Let's call him Cyril Day. Oh, mate, the worst part was when I had to be his footrest and I literally was on my hands and knees on the floor. Pause. But like,
so good.
Honestly.
So good. And then next up, we've got, and I think this pips Biz Butler just because it's an OG.
Okay.
DJ Sweet Sounds, especially the cop moment. If we're gonna like pick anything out of that,
it's got to be that, doesn't it?
The fact that the cop walked up to you and was like, "It's all right, yeah, Where's your license? None of that."
I was like, and she goes like, "Are you allowed to be here?" And I said, "As far as I'm aware." And like,
spreading the love, spreading the sound.
And then that girl came over to like pay. For Sweet Sounds. She saved me big time.
She started like dancing.
When she was there, the police officer I think was like, "Oh, no, he's allowed to be here." That's why she walked away. I don't think without her, I would have been screwed.
Shout out to her. What a ledge. Anyway, number 6, we have got the promo video, but in particular, asking a guy to use his fishing rod. I still can't get my head around that, mate.
Thing I've probably ever done.
I have pulled a lot of these out of the archives, but the fact that this guy was just fishing, we're like, yeah, can we use your rod, mate?
And he was like, I pointed at the ones that were already in the water. He was like, no. And then was it Tom that points at? I think it was
Tom. No, it was me. It was me. I was like, what about this one here, leaning against the tree?
And he was there like, yeah, all right then.
And then he was making like remarks the whole time we were trying to film.
We had like a line that we wanted to say in the promo video. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he ended up being the deciding vote between
honestly,
one or the other. It was brilliant.
That was good. So that's it at number 6, right? So we're getting into our top 5
now. Wow.
Okay. top 5 for me was one of the funniest shorts that we've done in a long time. Was the rap slap.
Oh my
And
god!
we just
tortilla
couldn't stop
slap.
laughing at each
That
other.
behind the scenes is
Oh my
goated. At Susan Sliders on Instagram, you have to go and look at that. It's
so funny. Or TikTok, it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
Oh, man, that was
but
brilliant.
that for me was one of the funny moments that we filmed together.
Definitely.
Number 4, in terms of like, this is more of a shock. Like, I couldn't believe this happened.
What?
When we went to the driving range and you hit a bird playing golf.
Why have I forgotten all these little moments?
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't intentional. I'm saying RSPCA, don't come find
We've
me.
literally got it on camera on the
On
Patreon.
camera.
He whacks it, it's in the air, the bird flies into it.
Yeah, and it was like a perfect strike.
Oh my god,
It was
I
the
could not believe that.
craziest thing ever.
So I'm thinking that's one of the coldest moments you've had, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so that
big
hits
time,
top
big
4.
time, big time.
Number 3. Now, I think you know this was going to come. Surely you did anyway. Splitting your pants, doing the rugby challenge.
So many people. Like
We'll put the clip up because it is hilarious, mate. We were like really struggling like to do this challenge. Like, how are you going to do it? Ollie chucks it up. And you hear the
These
split.
are like
You
very
hear the
malleable.
split as well.
I'm literally, and I'm telling the audience this is honest. I've got these joggers, and I've got one pair of cream trousers. That is all I've got left.
Bro, you got to hit up the January sales quick.
I do. I lost 3 pairs of trousers in 2025 to shorts. It's just embarrassing.
For me, that's the funniest
That was
splitting.
the first one.
That's the funniest splitting one,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
big
So
time.
that's the only one that's made
Big
it from
time.
splitting
Fair
the
enough,
pants.
fair
So
enough.
that's
No, that's understandable.
top 3.
Yeah.
Number 2. Now, obviously, I've got to put this as like best moments.
Yeah.
The whole Simon Squibb
There's
saga.
2. Okay, yeah.
But the
yeah.
fact, I think it hits best and funniest because you called me up
Yeah.
at like 4 or 5 a.m. or something like that. You're like, bro, I'm driving to Simon Squibb now. I'm going to be on his channel. Can you come? I was like, what? No, I can't come. I'm busy today. You're like, what? I'm going there now.
Literally, yeah.
And
It's
then,
like
like,
12 hours between getting the email.
The story coming back from that, everything. It's on our YouTube channel now, actually. We've got
came
the
out a couple
extended
of weeks
one.
ago, the extended version.
Go watch it because it is
So
hilarious.
funny. It is so good.
And that guy playing the guitar. I don't want to spoil it for you. You've got to go check it out. It's actually unreal.
Top tier.
Yeah. Like best moment, funniest moments,
Yeah.
everything in that one
Big
clip.
time.
It's insane. Now, number 1. You better swallow that water before I say this.
Okay. I'm good.
Probably the funniest moment, full stop, in Suits and Sliders history to date.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Farting in my face while doing a cartwheel challenge. Oh my god.
So funny.
I don't think I've like belly laughed that hard in ages. The whole thing was like, so I had his legs here and I squeezed him probably a bit too hard, but like we went and I was already going and he farted, so I couldn't like let go of him. I couldn't release. I just had to firm it and then land on the other side, then let go of you.
We'd like...
Mate, and then I was like, I've been gassed out here. I just fall on the floor.
We'd practiced like once or twice on how to get into it,
Right.
and like we'd done this thing where I'd like lead, he'd like pull me up onto his shoulder, and I was like, okay, we'll do the cartwheel one this time. We couldn't get it to work, and so
Oh
he just
my
lifted
God.
me up, and then I kept saying like when you turn, you've got to kind of lean backwards because if you turn forwards, I'm gonna fall when you try and like lift your legs up. But like in the process of you leaning backwards, you squeezed my lower stomach, and it just sent this buckshot fart out my ass right up your nose.
But there was no like substance to it. It's just like an air puff.
So you hear it on the camera slightly, and then the next thing you see is just us falling back into
God.
frame, pissing ourselves
Hilarious,
laughing.
mate. To me,
Oh
that
my God.
clip right there should have been like the one that went viral. In my opinion.
Big time, big time.
Oh, that was brilliant. So that is
was
my
one hell
number
of a top
one.
10. One
You
hell of
got
a
you
top
got
10.
any like?
Everything I was thinking you mentioned.
Yeah, do you
Literally
reckon,
everything you mentioned.
Nice,
yeah.
man.
What a
Oh
top
my
10.
God. Well, we'll put some of those clips around the screen because they are.
I'm looking forward to your
hilarious.
top 10 when it comes around to your birthday, though, because
Oh, dear.
there's plenty of moments
Oh,
that we
dear.
can fire back that way.
I don't think it'll beat yours, mate. You've had the
man.
funniest, in my opinion.
I think I've just had a lot of moments which...
Like the accidental funny moments.
Yeah. I
which are
think things
brilliant.
that just happen by like crazy luck as well. The Simon Squibb luck, the hitting the bird,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
goal shot
Of
luck,
course.
like those sorts of things, which are just so randomly like the chance of it is
So good.
so infinitely small. Yeah, I hear you. Well, what a top 10. We are going to
Banging
get
top 10 now.
into our topic of the day now. But before we do, I'd like to say a little shout out to BetterHelp, our paid partnership. Go and check them out. They are giving you amazing people 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. This is a really important month to sort of come in after the Christmas holidays and settle with the grind. And obviously you want your mental health to be in the right space.
They're really, really quick, really professional, and they can set you up with a credentialed therapist right away. So do go check them out. You'll be helping us, but also helping your own mental.
Amazing. Let's get into the topic of the day.
Right, now let's get back into our tradition.
Let's.
So we are obviously doing the pink ones again. We got £5,000 up for grabs.
$5,000.
Do you want to go first because it's your birthday, or do you want to go last?
I'll go first. Let's see if my luck's rub off on me today. My winning number was a 9. Okay, it's not my lucky number, I'm afraid. We had 15, 16, 12, 17, and 6. And my figures were £20, £4, £100. And then with the scratch card, guys, if we get 3 of the same number, then you win. I had £200. I had £200, and I had £2.
I could imagine if you won 200. What is your lucky number?
24.
24. That's one of my lucky numbers.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many have you got?
Well, no, I got a few. You know when you pick a lotto number, you got got to get 5 in there. That would be one of them that I'd pick.
Okay.
Right, winning number 18. Sweet 18. It's not. It's actually sweet 16. Anyway, I've got 7.
Okay.
11.
Not close.
19.
That's close.
12. And 13.
Shit.
So I've got 20, 5,000, 5,000, 10, 10.
See that coming. That is our scratch of the week. If you don't already know, we do a scratch card every week because we're
We are literally gamblers, mate.
We're either going to win £1 million.
We're going to try
£1 million.
That's for sure.
Or we're going to make £1 million.
Exactly.
This business podcast is where we talk about everything business.
We have
today
pretty much spent like 250 quid on scratch cards so far.
We have. And actually, we've given away quite a lot. So if you haven't already subscribed to our socials, make sure you do. Because we give away an awful lot there.
Defo.
The topic of today is everything kind of like I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I know. It's a birthday special.
It's a birthday special for sure. And,
shall I kick us off? Because one of your specials that you love are thumbnails.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you're enjoying them now.
I
like quite a lot together over the last couple of weeks.
But I also think it is a YouTube thing that you need to learn to love because it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Essentially, thumbnails, obviously, they became a huge thing recently, right? Mm-hmm. And the man behind that is the man called Mr. Beast. He is one of the pioneers when it comes to thumbnails because he spent years and years doing analytical data around thumbnails. And unfortunately, we do live in a generation where everything is clickable. So you've got to catch them in the first little bit. And on YouTube, the thumbnail's the first thing they see on their feed. Yeah, so it is super, super important.
Simon Squibb's also been saying a lot about it recently as well. He's really dialing in on the thumbnails.
It's so important, mate. Yeah. And you see all these big-time YouTubers, they will spend a lot of time and a lot of effort and money into the thumbnails. And they usually do lots of multiple testing to see if they can get the right one. Once they found the right one, that is the thumbnail they'll use.
For sure.
Anyway, so we'll get into how to make a strong thumbnail. So a strong thumbnail obviously can outperform anything like a weak video, for example. As long as you got that attention, that's the main thing that matters.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if they've clicked on it, they've viewed it, that counts as 1 view.
Yeah.
If 1,000 people do that, that's 1,000 views.
Exactly.
Regardless if they watch the whole thing.
And you can use it as a place to initiate your storytelling. Very few people read descriptions. It's still important to a certain degree. We'll probably talk about that shortly.
Yeah, it's on this as well.
It's enough to if in that thumbnail, let's say the video was about a golf content where you're doing, for example, I was watching the Survivor series of Good Golf recently, and their thumbnails are excellent because it shows the Survivor logo, it shows the golf, it shows somebody going through turmoil, it shows somebody winning, it shows colourful, it builds the picture for you to go,
it captures you, doesn't it, straight away? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the main thing that you need to focus on is emotion. This is one of them that you need to focus on. People click for feelings, not just the facts. 100%. So if they see a shocked, a confused, curious, fear, or a funny, laughing face, they're going to instantly go, oh, that looks pretty entertaining. Yeah. If your face is just this, boring, no one's going to click on it at all. No. And with that, when you have the emotion and you've got that secured, you need to think about the idea. So the idea should answer a question that most people tend to have.
That's a good point.
Something like, how about starting this now, or why should I click on this video because this will be your answer, kind of thing. So you need to really hook them, but you don't want a long question. You want something that's curious, like, so they straight away they go, oh, I want to know the answer to that. Anyway, so when we get onto that, you need to make sure when you do the picture, the emotion, the colors, everything like that, you don't want to clutter it too much. That's the main thing. You want to have a focal point, whether that's the face or the question, so that you're really enticing the person to click on that thumbnail. And then you did mention a little bit about descriptions. They do matter, but the ones that really matter is the first 3 to 5 lines. Because in the preview, you will see that, and then you'll see read more. So you want to also hook them with that first initial description. So you got to be careful and play around with the words so people understand what they're clicking on when it goes into that video. Another big thing as well, which a lot of people miss out on, are tags. So when you type in, I don't know, let's say we're doing an outdoor something, golf, like you mentioned. So I'll be like, outdoor golf, hole in one. You need to make sure in your tags you're hitting all of those keywords so your video pops up. If you don't do that and someone mistypes a word or uses an alternate word to what your video is, your video won't show up, despite them probably wanting to watch that video. So make sure you get the tags right.
If we do that,
we do it on the some of them that are coming out, not the pods. So we should probably do it on the pods, which is bad. But yeah, so make sure you got the tags. Good first couple of lines of description, and make sure you got emotion and also a good hook, which is usually a question or something like that. They're the keys to your thumbnail, and don't overdo it. Don't overcrowd it. Keep it quite simple too. But yeah, that's what I've got around
one other thing
the
I'll probably say on the
thumbnails.
thumbnail side of it is, and it's something that we're trying to kind of grow as our audience grows. But you want, like we said at the start of the business, you want the USP, you want your brand image, you want your look. And creators and their channels, their brands.
They are.
And brands pop off of them. For example, the Sidemen. And they've got a very structured kind of font that they use. They have a very structured look that they use. They've got the same sort of color frames that they use. Same thing goes for Shits and Gigs. Same framing, same facials, same like pictures, same text. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, as a channel, especially if you've got a social media channel to whatever business you are, if you're a creator, you want to use the thumbnail as a point of identity for yourself.
Definitely.
While trying to encapsulate everything else that we've already said is important. It's a very difficult game to play, but A/B testing is fantastic. You can start to test what ones work, what ones don't work.
You get 3 different options, and you can plug in 3 different things. But be careful as well not to copy the real goats of the YouTube right now, because if you do, then you become too samey. And like Ollie was saying, you need to just find your point of difference. So work on it, play around with it, see what people enjoy, especially towards your audience demographic, and probably try lean down that path.
For sure.
I know one of your other favourite things are shorts. And you are, I'll give you the title, mate. You are the short king.
You've always wanted to give that to somebody else, haven't you, mate?
No, but generally, like, you do honestly own the shorts right now in terms of the suits and sliders, and you just pump them out like non-stop. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about shorts?
Yeah, it's a tough game. Like, it's a lot of work.
It is.
And what I would say first of all is, whenever you're planning on social media management and shorts in general, and I am no expert, I'm just the person doing it every day at the moment and becoming an expert via proc sleeve learning.
Well, that's exactly what Suits and Sliders is, though. We're telling you how we're learning. Like, 100%. We're only a couple months, well, not a couple months, we're almost a year in now.
Close to it, yeah. But no, I hear what you're saying. Like, short form, the things that I'll describe now is what I've learned, but I've also gone and done some more research and learned a few things myself from the research I've done for this. So the most important thing, I'd say, from 2025 going into 2026 is the hook side of things.
Oh, mate. We live in that culture.
We live in a culture which is first 5 seconds.
Doom scrolling.
If you have that mentality playing in your head when you're building any social media, which is first 5 seconds to anything, you've got to not only be able to get in what the video is going to be about, you've got to get in enough emotional investment in that first 3 seconds, whether it's like a Simon Squibb going, I try to speak to Mr. Beast and it's a really chaotic moment where they're trying to get past each other. Or if it's like us with the fart video that we mentioned on Top 10, the first instant is me going and us falling on the floor and laughing our ass off. And then it kind of flashes and people are like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
These hooks are what is what social media is all about nowadays. Social media is not a 2, 3, 4 minute video anymore. It can be in some ways, and if you build certain series around things like that, you can make it work.
But you've got to make sure you have a following to really make that work.
Exactly. The point is in the title, short form content. So yeah, I spoke about the hook side of things. Direct viewer call outs. If you're doing X, watch this. Things like that really work.
Big time.
Most people are doing this wrong. Really, really works at the moment. And basically what you want to offer is quite an instant payoff. And if your video needs to be longer because you need to get in a few more call to actions, at least trickle in payoffs. Don't leave them waiting until the end. Trickle in a little bit of guidance here, a little bit of humor there, a little bit of this there, because you want to make sure that they have that high engagement value. You don't want people clicking off the video halfway through. The next one I'd say that I've worked on a lot is our loop rate. So it's really interesting. I've got a couple of stats here. Instagram, for a view to count on Instagram, you need to have watched at least 3 seconds of the video. Okay. TikTok, 2 seconds, right? And YouTube, a long form video like this is 30 seconds. A short form video is 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So understanding that, if you can get people who are already watching your content to offer you not just 1 view, but 2 views, that is gold dust. Because if they've stuck around to the end, they're entertained by your content enough. And so this is where loops come into it. And it's why a lot of people are making seamless loop videos at the moment.
Did you see that one that came out last year? It was like 0.01 seconds. And it was just like... And like people just like, what is this? And they'll spend like 4 or 5 seconds just going, I don't understand.
Exactly.
And then move on. But they've generated like loads of views.
Exactly. And another one that came out, did you ever see this one, which was the pitch sound video? And it was like, like you can skip when like the sound drops back down to 0 and it goes, and like the thing is it's like an audible frequency where when you listen to it, it always goes up. Because of the way the video works. And they would just loop that video, and these things got hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, because it had this loop mentality to it. And what we try and do with that is if we have a video where, let's say, we have a game, and at the end of it, there's a success. Like for example, with our flip video. If you film that video and you get to the end and it's you celebrating at the end, what I would always recommend to do is cut the last 2 seconds of the celebration or of the completion of it, put that at the beginning, and so when they swipe the video, it's yes, and then it cuts to the beginning of the video. We are trying a flip video, so they feel incentivized to watch for the completion. And then when they get to the end and they see you complete it, and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool," and they're seeing you celebrate. What they don't realize is played the first 2 seconds of the video again. And then they're like, it starts playing. We are doing a flip video. Oh, okay, swipe. By that time, you've got 2 views. So this is a really good sort of structure to building up a high view rate on every video that's going out there.
Definitely. But also with short form content, like if you're not utilizing it, make sure you do, because for us, it's generated most of our following, most of our subscribers as well. So it is a really, really key thing to do if you're not using it yet.
100%. A side of it that people do still talk on, which I'll probably mention here, is the side of tags, hashtags, and like descriptions and things. Again, it's not that prominent anymore. It's good for YouTube Shorts because people do. There is a scroll function on the YouTube Shorts for people to click into the videos rather than on YouTube and Instagram. Sorry, on Instagram and TikTok, there you won't have the video titles listed anywhere else other than if you click on the video. So the point of descriptions is minimal. Don't put a lot of time and effort into it. ChatGPT can function about a bunch of that stuff for yourself, but just be natural with it. Try not to like over analyze what you're going to write. Just keep it punchy, short. If you've got maybe a creator you want to tag, then do a little like elevate pitch to where the out of the creator tag's going to be, act like they're part of the sentence of that description. And then the hashtag side of it, they're very good to funnel you into being on certain pages. So, for example, we do business content. We've got business podcast, one of our regular use hashtags. Suits and Sliders is a regular use hashtag. And then the other ones are to categorize us within whatever the video demographic sits. Again, not that important nowadays. It's really useful in terms of watching videos that we then need to do. So if I'm ever looking up videos for us to film, I'll always look up the small business hashtag. I'll always look up the funny podcast moments hashtag, and then I'll see a bunch of stuff and I go, oh, okay, these are some cool like clip ideas that we can look to farm into our content. So it's useful in some ways. I wouldn't say you got to sit, as I said, like when it comes to the planning of content and planning of hooks, that is where the focus and attention needs to be. Exactly.
And I do think one thing to add for the short form content is you need to start to funnel it towards something.
Yes.
So at the end of a short or something, some sort of video where you have a description of what you're doing, whatever it may be, if you have a CTA, which allows people to understand where they should go to find more of this or find more of like your product, your website, wherever it may be, make sure you're adding that in. That's more important than actually description. Because if people watch it all the way through to the end, they go, also don't forget to check out blah, blah, blah. And they'll remember hearing that. rather than actually reading it.
Well, the most obvious and insane example of that is the whiteboard fella. It's the guy who walked up to the whiteboard every day for 1,356 days, and he wiped it and wrote one more number.
Project 365.
Project 1356.
Well, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The call to action was follow to see what happens at the end. But point being from that is the purest form of understanding where retention is. Short videos, and he would also meme them and stuff like that. Have like Mr. Beast has commented, like little videos.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
Also like added his own comments in from other influencers.
So it was a very obvious example of how short form works nowadays.
Did you see the end video?
I did, and I was so disappointed.
Were you?
Were you? Did you like it?
I was like, well, fair play. The kid's done well. Like, all he did was start an Instagram page for himself to document, so he knows that, okay, we're getting closer to zero and I want to hit my goals. And that was all it was.
No, I completely agree that
blew up.
The video idea and this hook that worked was incredible. However, the guy had 7 tasks that he wanted to get complete, or 7 goals. And he didn't complete. He completed 3 of them, and the 3 that he completed was get 1 million followers, was make 10,000 in a business, and something else.
Or 10,000 a month.
10,000 a month, and those both things just come from having a page that has 4 million followers. Like, he doesn't need to do anything outside of that. So for me, candidly, I was a bit like, so you've just made a massive 1,356 days to lead us up to showing that you failed.
Yeah,
4 of your 6
from an
goals.
audience perspective, but it's not that, is it?
I know it's not that.
For him.
I was just, for me, I was really disappointed. I was like, and I saw the next day his follower dropped by 500,000 in one day.
Did it? But he's still got millions, though.
Oh, yeah, he's still got millions. But I haven't checked since.
And now he's got loads of subs on YouTube and stuff like that. So
I mean, I hope
he can now start his venture.
If he completes his goals, I'll be gassed for him.
Yeah,
but I just thought it was a bit of a waste of time. Anyway, question of the week is: what do you enjoy most and least about our business workload at the moment? Let's get some authenticity out there.
Yeah, good one. I probably enjoy like the creative freedom. There's no like real strings attached. Like we can literally do whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do it as well. I'd say other things that I like is we can talk about like real world topics, and we can actually learn on the job when we're doing our own little business side hustles and things like that. Like finding out all these stories. I didn't know half of them until we started. Do you know what I mean? It's like really, really interesting.
No, I agree with
what about your best bits?
So, I mean, in terms of the workload side of it, my most favourite part is filming the eps. I find it hilarious how we've managed to effectively monetize what we did for 8 years prior to
that's a great point. And also to get like a mini little army or cult following us on the Patreon as well. Go check it out.
The big cheese.
But also like the followers, the comments, the feedback,
the people who comment
all of
on
that
like every
stuff.
episode
So cool.
and stuff is brilliant to see. Least favourite part? For me, I mean, in terms of the business as a whole, and I think this is obvious because I did shift the workload onto you, was I hate emails, man. Emails and that side of the business management.
It's the usual, mate. The admin,
I find it dull.
Admin, I would say scheduling, I'd say uploading on multiple platforms. Like that all comes part of it, in my opinion.
You have highs and lows with this sort of stuff. I just my least favorite part was just emailing because I'm terrible mode. I probably got somewhere in the remit of like 1,000 emails that I've never checked on my phone. So I'm glad you took that part of the workload on.
It's all the repetitive tasks, isn't it? To be fair, it does get a bit. Yeah, exactly, and it does help a lot more. But for a little small startup like us, we're not heavily invested into a particular application that will really help us. But as we do grow, that's something we can definitely look to automate.
Certainly. But if you've got any little skills and you want to help us with our business plans, by all means, drop us a DM. We're constantly looking for people who've got skill sets that can add to the team and benefit 100%. Us in a way while we're going into our next 2026 season. So let us know if you're interested in joining the Suits and Sliders squad.
But I would also add, to be fair, like the low moments are also kind of like the cool moments.
They are,
do you know what I mean? Like all the repetitive task is also like it's part of a routine, it's part of a structure. You get used to it.
It's so funny the amount of people who are asking me, and I'm sure you get it as well. We don't really talk about it a lot, but like who question why we're putting all this work in and like why I'm bothering to stay up till sort of like 1 a.m. sometimes posting shorts.
Do you? I don't get many people asking me that, to be fair.
Maybe it's just
my
sort of community.
Does a lot of people get you?
I don't know. I guess because I at work I obviously go into work every day and they see me sort of like, and I interact with them, whereas you're kind of mostly working from home. And then I've got obviously.
Oh no, I speak to people at work and stuff like that. They're just like, oh, it sounds sick, like good luck, everything like that. I don't get any people going like, why would you do that?
Maybe it's just I guess maybe my people who do my job just don't tend to do anything outside of it, so they find it really strange to like see you having other like skill sets and things. But anyway.
I think like. In my opinion, you should give everything a shot. You shouldn't leave any stone unturned. Exactly. In my opinion, like you got to go for it. And if it fails, it fails. Like big
100%.
whoop.
Yeah, and I kind of
Like,
I do
whatever.
like the idea of people, like quote
It's-
unquote, the average person not doing it, because I feel
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm doing something in my
Well, if
life.
it was easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
That is it.
But also, it's a little documentation for us in our journey.
sure,
So,
for
like,
sure.
even if nothing comes from it, we can look back at it and go, that was pretty cool.
Exactamundo. Anyway, that does actually lead us on to our next segment, because
It
we've
does.
got a trendy where we're going to say what is really trending out in the workspaces at the moment. This is going to be a fun
Let's
one,
go.
because I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Trendy today is a fun one.
It is good, man. There's so many, by the way.
We were looking online, and one of the big trends on YouTube at the moment is the Am I the Arsehole trend, which I love watching these videos. So we're going to do our very own biz version of Am I the Arsehole on Trendy today, and I'll kick us off.
Oh, mine's not really all biz, though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay,
Mine's
fair
like
enough.
a mixture of random stuff.
Mine are mainly around something to do with work in some
Okay,
capacity.
cool.
Right, am I the arsehole for demanding my fiance tell his co-workers that he will not be renewing his vows with his work wife when they return to the office?
Right?
Right, here we go. My fiance Mark works closely with the woman Megan. They both have similar responsibilities and need to work together as a team. I've never had any problems with this. They don't really interact outside of work, and we've been working from home for the last couple of weeks. I happened to be in the living room yesterday while his office had their weekly Zoom meeting. During that meeting, people began talking about what they wanted to do when everyone returned to the office.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear someone say that my fiance and Megan must really miss each other. Several other people began referring to them as work wife and work husband.
Oh.
Then someone suggested that my fiance and Megan should renew their vows when everyone is back in the office. Mark played along and joked that they would be registered at the office depot. I left the living room in tears while he continued, oblivious to how I was feeling. I confronted him after the work call and said I felt humiliated. Our weddings were supposed to be in September, but we've had to postpone it, and it's not clear when it would be safe to reschedule due to COVID. And here is him talking about renewing his vows with someone from work.
Oh my gosh.
Mark explained that it was just a joke and not a big deal. He tried to show me the joke article that his office had been passing around about how they were going to renew their vows, and I said the term work wife itself is offensive and humiliating because I'm supposed to be becoming his wife soon. I demanded that his next meeting he needed to publicly apologise to his office and tell them that he would not be renewing his vows with Megan because he is engaged to marry somebody else. I also said he needs to tell his office that they need to stop calling him and Megan work spouses, and he said he can't do that because it will be embarrassing and hurt his reputation at work with his colleagues. I said, oh, is it hard to feel embarrassed? I would never know what that's like. He called me an asshole. Now that I've cooled down a little, I need to figure it out myself. Am I the asshole?
That's a tough one. She's not the arsehole.
What a story, man. Jeez.
She's not the arsehole, but then, like...
First of all, work wife, work husband. Thoughts?
Bad, really bad.
Bad?
Of course it's bad, yeah.
Well, like, what's your take on it? Like, why?
Why is it bad?
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a wife at home and you're flirting with someone else at work, because
Yeah.
that's ultimately what it is. The whole reason why you get the called work wife or work husband is because you two are flirting with each other.
I guess
There's
so,
no
yeah,
other reason
maybe.
for it.
I've
It's
never really
'cause you're
actually
having-
worked in like an enclosed office, so I don't really
Well,
mind
it's not
it,
like
but-
you're on a meeting and you're discussing like
Yeah, true,
strategy.
true,
It's
true,
because
true,
you're
true.
at a coffee machine, probably like
Is it not like,
chirping.
so it's not like the friendship group, you've got like the mum and dad of the friendship group, it's different to that. So it's like,
Yeah, no, it's not
Oh,
social.
okay.
It's
I
like
thought it was like that.
It's like if you're all professionals and you're sitting in a room and you see two people like giggling and stuff like that. That's kind of what it
I
is.
see.
In work, you won't have like a mum or dad and.
I do
stuff
remember seeing
that.
like a funny skit on social media ages ago where a guy was like had his wife drop him at work, and as he got out of the car, he like walks up to another woman and kisses her.
Yeah.
And then the wife gets out of the car like, "What are you doing?" And he's there like, "This is my work wife." And then they had like a work kid, and they had like all these things that just started happening in the video. It was
bad,
quite
mate.
funny, but
It's really toxic,
Yeah.
the work wife thing and work.
I do agree. I think that she's not the asshole. I think,
But then
that
to
he-
demand that is also, I get his point. Like, it is super embarrassing, and probably
Mm.
you can't go, my wife told me to do this, because then that also tarnishes her reputation. So if
Yeah.
she ever comes
they're
along,
going to be chatting shit about her
Yeah.
at work, aren't they? Big time.
like, oh, this bitch.
And I
blah, blah, blah.
wonder if he was engaged to this woman like before or after he started the job, because maybe he had like a thing with this girl in the past at work, and that could also be like another sort of layer to it. I don't know.
Maybe.
There could be quite a lot. I think overall though, I don't think that she's the asshole. I think
I
that
don't think so
Mark
either.
Mark's done himself
I
dirty
agree.
there. He
I
needs to
agree.
sort his shit out of it.
Jeez, that's a good
Right.
one to start
That's
with.
our first
though.
one. Go on.
That's real as well,
It
man.
is, yeah, genuinely.
Right, mine is the snitch. So we'll get into
Ooh,
it.
Okay.
Okay, so it starts off. I really got to know because I'm getting a lot of stick for this right now from my friend group and my older sister.
Yeah.
So the group and I went out 2 weeks ago, and after that we went clubbing. Anna, brackets, the cheater, disappeared from the group for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
We were concerned but not surprised because she's known for disappearing to the dance floor when clubbing. At the same time, there's the never leave a girl alone rule.
True.
So we went on a proper manhunt to find her, and we found her sitting with a group of boys and 2 girls on the second floor. A couple of my friends and this group of boys were hitting it off. Keep in mind this group was very suggestive. They have just been there from the start, so me, Beth and Kathy, girls from my group, were confused as to why Anna was with them in the first place. We all go to the same train station, and suddenly Anna and one boy walk off. With no explanation, we heard noises, giggles, and she yelped at one point. Don't know why that says that. Anyway, and she answered.
Yoinks!
And she answered out to our babe, "Are you okay?" She texts back saying, "Yeah, babe, be back in a sec, just having a cigarette with X," which meant that she was lying to us, as we all knew.
Oh, I see.
Needless to say, none of us were surprised. She'd always been suggestive with other men while in a relationship. So I told her boyfriend. I told him everything the same way I've just described it now, no sugarcoating it. While telling him, I felt generally scared and sick because I knew word would get out that I told him. But that's just because we've been close for years, as we are all collectively from the same school.
Yeah.
Since then, I've had nothing but backlash, including my own sister, who told me I should have minded my own business. And everyone cheats, so why would I fuck up my best friend like that?
Whoa.
Apparently, Beth and Kathy seem to support her, but bitch about her behind her back, being a pick-me person. I'm really conflicted now, because when I first told him, I thought the best thing I could do is tell him everything. And I thought it'd be better that he found out. But now I'm wondering if it would have been better to keep my mouth shut. Am I the arsehole?
Shit.
Beefy.
That is beefy.
And I
The thing
you know
that
what?
scares me most is when the sister was like, everyone cheats.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
they?
It is quite a common thing.
Oh, shit.
Did you not realise that?
I didn't think
Mate,
it was like...
people cheat all the time. It's
I thought
really
it was
bad.
like, but I thought, to me, it was like a sort of a college thing, like a uni thing.
But that's why work wife is a thing.
I'm
You know it's bad at work as well.
I'm
in your
turning 26.
industry.
I was innocent to the world until today.
No, it is really, really bad. That's why when you
wow.
settle and find a good one, just be good.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
I mean, like,
who's the arsehole?
Well, not her. Like,
No way.
the friend that cheated is the asshole, and even worse is that everybody else who then started to back her.
Yeah,
like,
everyone else like
the sister's a complete asshole. Fuck the sister.
Crazy.
She's horrible.
But like,
wow.
if you are her and you're in a similar situation, just get a whole new friendship group, honestly, because they're not worth it. Obviously, they're not good for you.
I mean, at the same time, one thing that we know wholeheartedly, and I know this definitely, it's probably been my biggest jackpot of the 26 years I've lived on this earth, is the jackpot of finding proper friends that I trust to the nth degree, who are like loyal to the end of the earth, who I literally would, if I needed to take a bullet for them, I would without a second shadow of a doubt. My point is if you've got friends who that you can't even trust them to sort of not bitch about you behind your back and do all this sort of like
it is a very like girly thing, I must admit.
Stuff.
Well, I feel like boys different. We don't really bitch
there.
about each other.
Yeah.
Like we just tell each other.
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, at the same
opinion.
time, though, actually, there's a thing to be said that with the loyalty, is she quite a disloyal friend for telling the boyfriend?
Potentially.
You know what I mean?
Are you really a best friend?
But
But then you've known the guy for ages as well, same school.
I guess, yeah. I think that's
the bit that
starts
turned it to
turn
make
it.
her fine, completely fine.
I think if she didn't know the boyfriend at all and she just gone out of her way to do it, then she doesn't actually like that girl in the first place.
But also, there was like, okay, it was cheating, but it was never like anything sexual of what we know.
Of what we know. Good point, actually. That's another thing.
And she's just told him, like, oh, by the way, she went for a cigarette around the corner at the station and was flirting with some guys. Why would you do that?
Unless you have like
as well?
conclusive evidence, like try not to put your all until you actually can back up what you're saying, maybe.
Who knows?
Hell of a thing. Right, I'm going to get on to my next one. Here we go.
Go on.
Am I the arsehole for exposing a sex worker at work? I work at a startup, and most people involved in this story are in their early mid-20s.
Oh my god!
All right, so I'm pretty kinky. Wait, what was I?
Whoa!
All right, so I'm into some pretty kinky shit. And last night, I was watching a few vids of DOMs on the old internet.
DOMs?
Dominatrix.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I came across a video of a girl punching a guy, and from the thumbnail, the girl looked super familiar. I clicked on it, and holy shit, this is my co-worker who sits a few seats down from me at the office, and she's punching the shit out of this guy, grabbing his neck and kicking him in the nuts super hard.
Bro.
I was like, Jesus Christ. She mentions her Dom name in the vid, and I searched for it to come across a page full of pictures and session info, and it's 100% her. The next day at work, I told my other co-worker about this, who I'm really close friends with, but told her to swear to never tell anyone, and begged her not to. I did spill the beans to her, and by the end of the week, the whole office had heard about it somehow. I specifically told this girl not to tell anyone, but she did, and I feel like shit now because apparently the Dom co-worker in question is thinking about quitting. Am I the arsehole?
What? First of all, you've exposed yourself, mate,
being a weird king
for watching a dominatrix thing and stumbling across your co-worker.
Stumbling across it is that's hilarious.
And then tapping into a feed and watching more of those videos.
That is nuts.
To be, is he? Yeah, I think he is the arsehole in that situation. She's just grinding, mate. She's making a side hustle.
I think there's a side of this story that we don't know. I think he's probably heard something from the grapevine, or maybe seen something on her phone, and he's actually looked it up. Maybe. Could you imagine though if he's like met this girl and he's having these little like kinky thoughts, and then he looks up for a video? Oh, it's just a sick thing to think of.
He has dug a complete hole for himself.
Yeah, you are an arsehole.
If I was him, I would not say anything.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean,
just keep it harsh.
It's 100% your fault for it getting
around. But then
again,
it will slip up if you go out for a pie and you're with a mate.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, by the way, you know Josie over there.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's
hilarious.
It's humiliating, but it's hilarious.
Right. I've got a work one here.
Go on then.
Bitchy Jane.
I,
brackets 30 female, work in a small office where one co-worker, Jane, 40-ish, female, constantly makes snarky, passive-aggressive comments about everyone's work, especially mine. She's super nice to our boss, like face-to-face, but when no one's around, she's horribly toxic.
Ooh.
It was stressing me out that others were fed up too, because they all knew about Jane. I started recording her rants on my phone without her knowing. Over a few weeks, catching her mocking me and my work and gossiping like a real bitch, I compiled the clips and anonymously sent them to our boss. Jane got fired last week because of it.
Holy shit!
Now the few co-workers that know about the situation are mad, saying I went way too far and should have confronted her directly.
Ooh.
And I feel kind of guilty because she has a kid. But I think she deserved it for making our workplace miserable.
That is a
Am I the arsehole?
Brilliant one. Wow. I don't know. Because...
I think the co-workers are right. You confront them about it.
Yeah.
You tell them about it, and then you raise it with HR after that if they continue.
Yes, I completely agree, because the other side from the co-workers, they'll all feel like really invaded in their space as well, because they've just got this girl who's like recording all of them at work. You just won't feel safe to have like any casual behaviour.
I'd say the filming's not terrible, right? Because you filmed it, you've got evidence. Now you hold that evidence. You don't just go straight away and send it to your boss.
Stupid. That's stupid. And also, like, if she did it anonymously, keep it the fuck anonymous.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a moron and then like
tell everyone I filmed her.
Yeah,
crazy
not
though.
Good, not good. Yeah, I think there's a play to say that she's the asshole in that situation.
A little bit. So is Jane. But
Jane's an asshole, but Jane's always an asshole.
There's ways you go around it. Yeah, Jane won't stop being an asshole.
That's her issue, right? My next one. Am I the asshole for embarrassing the lunch thief at work? So pretty much the title. I don't think I'm. Wait, sorry. Here we go. I don't think I am. Oh yeah. So I don't think I am the asshole, but been getting some flack for it. So I really wanted to clear this up. I started a new job recently, and I work in a small studio. There's several others in the building, but the open plan office with section assigns to each studio with a communal kitchen. The person I had my altercation with doesn't work for the same studio as me. He works for a different one.
Okay.
I eat lunch around 1ish, and most people eat around 12. I came down early to eat my lunch the other day, and as I made coffee while sitting at the counter, I noticed my Tupperware in the sink. empty. Imagine my surprise when I turned around and saw a man I didn't know sitting at the table with my food on his plate. He had stuck it in the microwave, heated it up and put it on a plate and acted rashly acting rashly since I was so mad. I sat down next to him and said, "Hey, that looks good. Do you mind if I try it?" Then before waiting for an answer, I snatched the plate away from him and took the fork out of his hand. He blinked in shock, as did other people in the room, as I started eating. He then quite loudly asked what I thought I was doing, and I replied, "Oh, you know this food was actually much better when I first cooked it yesterday. I probably lost some flavour in the fridge, did it?" He caught on quickly that it was my food and went a little red. I then asked him where he got the gall to steal someone else's lunch and asked him what they were doing when they... and then have the gall to ask her what she was doing when they took it back. He stuttered out some nonsense about not knowing it was hers and all this sort of rubbish and stuff, mumbling away. And inadmittedly, he said it in quite a bitchy tone, so she decided to get up and leave. It goes on. I told them to think how they... She then goes back to her own colleagues who are all like acting why she was so flustered. She'd asked them how they would feel if somebody ate their food before lunch, and she just said she'll focus on like tightening her food instead of that. Anyway, there's been an edit since there because she went around and told all the other people that this guy was like stealing lunch and stuff, and there's been this big investigation opened up about him.
Right.
So her friends were saying that she shouldn't have just like made a big deal out of it. So she asked at that stage, "Am I the arsehole?"
Yeah.
What do we think so far?
Okay, so it's hard without the context, but if you have the same Tupperware, and maybe let's say he didn't make the food and someone else made it for him, and he's just seen the Tupperware, pulled it out and started eating it, then she's the arsehole.
Yeah.
But if he's full well knowing that that's not his and just started eating it, he's the arsehole. But then her reaction's mental as well.
Okay, so an edit did come through later on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this blew up. Just wanted to drop an edit on here to say thank you so much for all the comments, support, awards. Maybe I should chat to some people to see if the food thief has struck again before, if you all are interested. Additional info. I saw some comments saying I should go to HR, but the studio doesn't have a HR and the perpetrator doesn't work for the same place, so it wouldn't have been of any use. We do have a de facto office manager, but when I went to them, they told me that they'd also seen him stealing food and so decided to title their food in the Tupperware in the kitchen. So this has gone on, and he now apparently is saying like horrible things around her, calling her a bitch and calling her all clicky and all this other stuff. God. And it's basically filled out to be a big office drama around the studios in general. But yeah, she asked basically, is she the arsehole? So clearly,
that's crazy.
He did know that he was stealing food, and there are multiple people.
He should get fired for it, in my opinion, because that's
too.
Affecting the culture, and then you're like now blaming someone else.
I think the thing is because it's one of those communal spaces where you share the kitchen with other offices. He just thought he'd get away with it, which is just
it's dumb.
So
it's
stupid.
dumb. That's like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that. It is actually like stealing. There's no two ways about it. So yeah, that guy is the asshole. She is not the asshole.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Sued my girlfriend.
Sued my girlfriend.
So this man bought a 1967 Impala, which is a car, and began a full restoration after moving into his new house with a large garage. His girlfriend moved in and hated the car because it took up the garage, despite there being plenty of alternative parking space outside in the fields, which isn't great either, the fields. While he was away on a business trip, she secretly hired people to remove the entire car and its parts and send them to a scrap yard so she could park inside the garage.
What?
He had spent over 11k and more than a year restoring the car. When he found out, he broke up with her,
rightfully so,
told her to leave, and decided to take legal action.
Yeah.
He has the receipts, the security footage, proving what she did. Her friends and family are pressuring him to drop it, calling the car junk, but he feels betrayed and wants compensation for it.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. What an arsehole.
So that was a shortened version, but there was a lot of like back and forth apparently between his girlfriend because she didn't want to park in the field underneath a tree, and he was going to mow strips for her to like go out and stuff. Okay. And apparently they just only moved in together in this new house. So that's a little bit more of the backstory. But who is the arsehole?
She is a massive asshole, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, also the car culture is a huge... I'm not a petrol head by any means.
Me neither.
I am fascinated by cars to a certain degree, but not in the way that I know everything about anything. And I definitely couldn't build one. But I do understand guys that spend years of their life focusing on one model of car, and they find all the pieces and they build it and they put their blood, sweat and tears into it. And for her to just literally throw that to one
Scrap
side
it.
and scrap it without his permission while he's away, so she can
With
put her
all the
car in
money
the
and
garage.
years.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
so
just,
true.
that is horrible.
I must say, like, one thing when it comes to guys, like, just don't get in the way of their little hobbies and stuff like that.
they
Like,
don't have a lot.
if they're grinding to do something, and they're working on a project, whatever it may be, and you're the girlfriend or the wife, and you're in his ear nagging him, he's just gonna
You'll be gone
eventually
before the car.
you're basically going pick me or this, and you should never be in a scenario where it's one or the other.
Without a doubt, and I completely agree with you there. That is such, and also I'm sure there's a facet there where she could have just moved the car. I'm sure he didn't take the keys of the car with him. So
Yeah.
why not move the car out under the tree to park
But,
in
like,
the garage? Like,
It's
it
a
just seems like she's
garage.
gone
It's
such-
not even like
she's been so vindictive to go about scrapping it and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Oh man,
if
that's
you know
horrible.
he's
That's
worked
so
on it for
horrible.
ages and spent a load of money. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, with your story, it does lead on to my last one. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to work with my girlfriend? A few years ago, I, female 27, quit my job and retrained to become a software engineer. Sorry, it must be the male 27. I love my new job and it was a fantastic decision. I'm making enough money so that my girlfriend, 28 female, and I can save for a house for the first time in our lives. The place I work at is great. I have great benefits and work remotely, so it's much better. So it's a great environment to work in than what I was used to before, which was retail. Last year, my girlfriend, who also worked in retail, decided that she wanted to retrain and become a software engineer as well. I supported her while she studied. She did the same for me for a while I was retraining, and now she's ready to start looking for work. It coincided with my workplace opening up jobs for junior developers.
Yeah.
Here's the start of where I might be the arsehole. I didn't tell my girlfriend that my work was hiring juniors. I probably should have at this point, but I didn't because I didn't know that how I felt working with her at the time would have gone.
Oh,
She found out through the job. She found out today through job postings and was really hurt that I didn't tell her because of how great my workplace was for me when I was starting out as a junior. The reason I didn't want to work with her is I have a really good work-life balance, a good relationship with the rest of my team, and I selfishly want to keep that to myself. She's a fantastic developer and she picked up the knowledge really well, but I like to have somewhere that's just mine, that she wasn't involved in. My career is something I spent a lot of time building and I don't want it to interfere with my personal life. I tried to explain all this to her, but she was really upset that I didn't want her to work with me and accused me of holding her back from getting a job. I just assumed that she would get a job elsewhere with another company. I'm obviously very supportive of her getting work. I just would prefer it to not be at the same place as mine. I wonder if I'm the arsehole because I actually tried really hard in the moment for junior developers. Because it's really hard at the moment for junior developers to get in the door of any new companies. And there's lots of developers entering the market that she'd applied for a few jobs already and heard nothing back. She's currently upset and not talking to me as she sees me tampering with her career and potentially lying about her job postings. Her feelings are valid and I feel bad that I've hurt her, but I don't want to back down on her not working with me if I can avoid it.
Ooh, beefy.
Am I the asshole?
I don't think he is, but I think he went about it the wrong way.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like as soon as she started to learn to become a software engineer, he should have said, right, listen,
Yeah.
if you're going to do this, personally, I don't think we should work together because we should leave work and a relationship separate.
Yeah.
And that is a very normal thing, and I actually do agree with that.
I agree with that.
Like, I don't think you should be with each other 24/7
No.
and stressing at work and stuff like that. I do find that a bit weird, especially when people do get relationships in work and stuff like that. They don't always tend to work out. I mean, they can,
They
but
can.
it is a bit tough and a bit sticky. So I think he should have
Especially if there's
nipped
like
it
a
in the bud
hierarchy
then.
there, because he would have obviously,
Yeah.
being a developer there for a couple of years, she would have been the junior, he would have potentially been the senior.
Yeah.
It crosses a boundary which is really tough to manage some of those tough days of work where you have to have
Or
those
if
tough
she
conversations,
suddenly gets
or she does something
promotions,
wrong, or,
will then his reputation and hers be tarnished because they don't think it's valid and stuff like that.
Or like, would he have to tell her off if she's done something wrong, and how would that go down?
Yeah,
would that be
potentially.
dragged into the home place?
Yeah,
Like,
you don't want to take work home. Like, you need to, once you step into the door, into your house, you leave work behind you. That's how it is.
I think the important thing, as you mentioned, is with any relationship, and we've all been through relationships where we've thought it's going to be a difficult conversation to be had. But if you're going to be in that relationship the rest of your life, you need to be able to have those conversations.
Yeah, you need to have them early as well.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
You don't let it
yeah.
get to the stage where
No.
she's now struggling to get a job. You have openings and you've not told her, because
you shouldn't be holding your
that's
tongue.
now you're the arsehole
It
for
is,
not saying it.
Exactly. So yeah, I think it's a fine line. Try to have those difficult conversations when you need to, without holding your tongue too much. Or you know when people say, "Oh, I didn't lie, I just didn't tell the whole truth." Like, just fucking tell the truth.
Just tell the
It's
truth.
not
Yeah,
complicated.
you got to be able to have those open questions, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
Well, that was
right.
mine. So what's your last one?
My last one.
Here we go.
Pizza scandal.
Pizza scandal.
So this just happened recently,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get an opinion while it's still fresh. I was sitting on my couch watching Netflix after smoking a joint.
Okay.
Classic way. I hear a knock, open the door to find out Domino's pizza and some brownies were delivered on my doorstep.
Ooh, very nice.
I thought nothing of it at first, since my brother orders the same combo on a weekly basis ever since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
I see the delivery guy about to leave and I thanked him. I give my brother the food and he immediately starts attacking the brownies. Not even 10 minutes later, I hear another knock at the door and it's the same delivery guy.
No way.
Here's how the conversation went down. Delivery guy. Hey, the pizza I gave you, was the order yours? Him. What? Should be? And then he goes, hey bro, so he shouts up the stairs. Did you order that again? Bro goes, no, I didn't. And then he goes, I'm sorry, I thought my brother got something. Delivery guy goes, you didn't check it. And then he goes, I saw the pizza was different, but sorry.
Yeah.
Delivery guy goes, you ate the pizza still after knowing. He said, it was a mistake. What can I do? Fuck off.
Yeah.
And delivery guy goes, fuck this shit. Apparently storms off. So after this, he just walks off. I wasn't going to pay for it because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Maybe being high made me more anxious and confrontational.
Maybe.
I asked my brother if he wanted to pay, but he just shrugged and continued eating. I don't think it's a big deal that people who order their pizza will probably end up getting like a few extra sides and it for free. So, who is the arsehole?
Well, the delivery guy. Well, I've got this issue myself. Every single time I order delivery to this place,
Yeah.
they always go to the wrong place. We've had issues with it when it comes
Yeah,
to business
we need-
delivery as
yeah,
well. They
we
deliver
need
to the
to-
wrong place. And it drives me insane because I live in a flat and you have to actually go into the block and deliver it at the door. It honestly is one of my most infuriating things right now. And I've had people kind of, especially they deliver it to a road down the street. And like every single time I order delivery, I have to stand at my window, watch them drive past and then wait for the call to come through. Oh, I can't find your place. And I stand here on the phone. It happens every time. However, I will admit this. I've had it in the past where there's been a delivery and I've gone, I don't remember ordering stuff.
Yeah.
Waited for like a housemate or whoever's living here to come back and then been like, did you order this? And it's been maybe an hour or two since.
Yeah.
And it's been like, no. And so I've just eaten it. Like, I'm not there. Like, and
Yeah.
it is a part of the company's like proceedings that if you deliver it to the wrong place, once it's delivered, the delivery's complete. That you're not allowed to go and pick it up again. That's a hard fact with delivery companies. So that guy understands his policy.
No,
Should
I
have just
agree.
stuck to his policy.
Yeah.
It's his problem.
And like, but then I guess the delivery guy came back 10 minutes later.
10 minutes is a good point.
Which is a short window. I know you probably would have started eating it by then.
I probably wouldn't actually if it was only 10 minutes. I probably would have.
But like
waited a little
this
bit.
guy did, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
So like, maybe give it half an hour and then eat it. Because if the delivery guys go, shit, I
But at the
fucked
same
up.
time, he didn't know. He thought his brother ordered it. So you
Yeah,
drop it
so
off
it's
the
not-
wing.
it's not necessarily his fault.
In that situation, he's definitely not
Yeah,
the
but then
asshole.
the delivery guy to like confront him and go blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit wrong from the delivery guy.
He shouldn't have gone
also,
back to the house. That's,
Domino's.
That's not allowed. You're not really allowed to go back.
Really,
to
once it's delivered,
yeah,
you're
once you
done.
deliver it, like once you've got no reason to be at a property that you've been to
you
before,
shouldn't
you
be
should never go back
lurking
to that. I
about.
think it's like
Yeah.
their GDPR, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
But also, like a company like Domino's, like they make so much money. Like a pizza isn't going to kill them.
Exactly. And this
And
is the
I
thing.
do think that about like other
all of these
deliveries.
delivery services like Uber, Deliveroo, and Just Eat,
Yeah.
they have policy
Make
for
a
this because it
killing.
happens
Yeah.
every day thousands
Oh,
of times.
yeah.
So they can just replace the order and they have to take that on their own back.
There we go. So I really enjoyed that.
That was
Trendy.
good fun.
Am
we have to
I
do
the
that on,
arsehole?
like a Patreon default.
Yeah, we got to do
There's
like
so many
a
stories
little
out there.
special for it.
Yeah,
I reckon.
for sure. Anyway,
Class.
that was trendy. We are going to get a bit more into a bit about the content.
But if you have any other ones that you know of, comment it down below because we would love to read our subscriber
100.
ones.
And we will always back our subscribers.
Yeah,
You are
they'll
not the
be number
assholes.
one into the list for sure. Yeah, and that as well. Right, so we are back in to the topic of the day.
We are.
Now, one of your other expertise is the set design, the build.
My little baby.
Yeah, this is cool, man. I love this.
Living room habitation.
So if anybody's out there kind of wondering what to do, if they want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel and they need a set or something like that, my best advice to you is just get it started.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the costing. Don't worry about all the lights, the glam, the perfect setup. Like for us, this is quite a budget setup and we've done really well, in my opinion.
think so.
But when you watch all the older YouTubers, whoever they may be, even the podcasters back in the day, they're literally just sitting on a sofa.
Yeah.
Like they're just chilling
the
out.
time.
And then
So
as
the
they
gamer desks all side.
yeah. And as they start to develop, so does their set. But they take things one thing at a time, and you take it in your stride. That's how it should be. You improve as the audience improves as well. So don't worry too much about it, because a lot of people fail at the very first hurdle by not even starting.
Yeah, it's the thief of comparison, isn't it? Like if you're looking at, for example, Chris Williamson or Diary of a CEO for us in terms of comparative like audience members.
Yeah.
There's no way on earth that we have the financial like basis
funding,
or the analytical understanding to have organized a set that works so perfectly for us yet.
I think you need to realize, like, with those people, they have tons of staff working for them, and like they literally just walk into the room and they start. There's nothing else they do. They don't set cameras up. They don't set the lighting up. They don't check if the batteries are in. They don't check if like the desk and mics working.
You have to run the Hoover around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all those little things. You're entirely right. And what Jamie said before about the fact that this is a fairly budget setup, everything that you see here was less than what, £500?
Yeah, well, we went like bargain hunting essentially,
we did,
and we went on like the Facebook market, we went on eBay, we went to the local shops just to try find a few things that we could do. But yeah, you're right, and about 500 quid.
Yeah, then this is what I'm saying. So Facebook Marketplace is an absolute godsend.
Yeah,
these chairs cost a tenner or something
and
like that.
If you're getting them brand new off the market,
pretty much, yeah. And then, for example, these tables are showroom tables. So you can go into like a John Lewis or maybe like a Next Home, and if they've got anything out on the show floor that you're like, that would make a cool sofa for the pod studio, or that would make a cool desk for my gaming setup. If you ask about the ones that are on the showroom floor, they tend to be 50%, 40%, like reduced down to that sort of price level. And so you can get an absolute bargain on these amazing, amazing things.
And also, like,
to shop online or go to IKEA and build
looking at our cameras as well, we've got one ropey tripod, we got one good one, and one that's balancing on a table.
One that's on a table. Yeah, you're on a table. Nice to meet you.
You're the ropey one.
You're really ropey. We're glad you stay together. And you're on a good one.
Yeah, that's our main one.
That is our main one. We have no table tall enough.
Just goes to show, like, you can make things work. And as we grow and, like, evolve, so will the set, so 100%. Everything else. I'd say the main thing for people is if you can get really good lighting, you can suddenly make a camera that's maybe 100, 200 quid look really good. Whereas if you have amazing camera but crap lighting, it's not going to do anything for you.
Another thing about that, mics. So mics is a really important one. Something that we're looking to push more into our second year because we're changing up the studio and sorts.
Huge.
A really clear, crisp mic that costs £3,000 in a really horribly audioed room. So if you've got like open wall plans, like really reflective surfaces everywhere,
you've got cars going on behind
cars,
you,
no soundproofing or anything like that, it will sound crap. Whereas if you've got £100 mic and you control the variables, you put in the soundproofing, you keep the space limited in terms of things that the sound can bounce off.
Yeah, definitely.
It will sound much more crisp. So that's something to know about if you're going to start recording any content.
Audio is the biggest thing as well. So like even if you have a crap video visually, a lot of people tune in more for the audio.
Yeah, big time.
So like if your audio's bad, essentially you're not going to get any views. But if your audio's good, you're happy to keep going, mate.
Definitely. And one other thing I'd say is if you're looking to make long form content, and this is something I actually learned from Chip and the fellas, you want to create a space where people feel like they want to hang out there. And it's a really interesting thing when he said it to me, because I was going, that's such a good point. Like, if somebody is willing, whether on a drive in the car and they're not even seeing it visually, or if they are looking at it visually and they want to feel like they're in a really calm setup, they want to look at this and be like, oh yeah, like I'd chill out there as well.
Yeah.
And so they feel like when they're sat on their sofa viewing this, that they're kind of like part of the living room that we're in right now. And that's what I kind of feel like is an important thing. I think people do kind of make it a bit too artificial, and they have all the bright colours and the pop-ups and everything like pointed and dotted around, and it's a bit too much.
You generally just need a simple backdrop and like a few lights, and that's it. If we overcrowd this, it's going to look way too hectic for the viewers.
100%. So yeah, there's some good little tips there for you if you're creating a cool
I like that one though, because like when you think about a pub, you think about like cozy, warm environment, and you're like, ooh, you walk past it, you go, oh, should we get a pint? It'll be nice and comfy in there. That's like instantly what you think.
100%.
So it makes a lot of sense when you're watching it. You want to be like, ooh, they look cool, man.
Exactly. I got a little bit on the episode planning side of things.
Yeah.
Run into that. So I think this is obviously another one of the probably biggest tasks that I have under the sort of podcast remit at the moment that we share. And the episodes themselves, I mean, they chop and change in terms of content every single week, but to have a structure, I think, is crucial, because if you have a structure, you're already putting yourself in a position where you just have to answer a couple of questions in order to get the plan complete.
Yeah,
and that's how I
100%.
look at it. People who go in with no structure don't then have a plan, and then before you know it, they've run out of content, and the podcast hasn't gone past their 21st episode.
I mean,
we're sat here over on 47 now.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
proved that structure is key.
So key, because you see all these big podcasters, they have a producer in the background who will either be prompting them or hold something up for them to then read off.
Exactly. Whereas we have to work with our devices.
Yeah, we do. It's just two of us, mate.
Just the two of us. We've got Tom behind the scenes.
Tom's
our
the cam editor. Ideally, longer term, we'd like to make him like a producer behind the camera, but that's longer term.
That's if Tom wants to do it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Tom pops up on the screen. Nah, you're all right. Anyway, so the way that I structured the podcast is I use the AI tools that we have available to us, and what I ended up creating is a document and a template where I just have to fill in the basic information, and it responds with good ways to iterate certain challenges and games and segments, or topic points that we might not have even thought of. I think this is a really important thing. Our content itself, what you don't know, you don't know. You don't know what to ask that you don't know.
Yeah.
So you really don't know what you don't know. And
you need
this
to
is
do
the
your
point.
research.
Sometimes if you put in an input that says, we want to talk about content today, and the AI goes, oh, an interesting topic would be talking about thumbnails. Let's say I hadn't even thought about that before.
Yeah.
Obviously we have. But that's a really good point, because if you're using the tools available to you, it can ask questions of you, which then develop you and your knowledge and your business. Definitely. And so the way the template sort of structures is, I'd always say, in terms of prompting, if you're using AI tools, start with as much of a description as to what the topic's going to be about. It's always good if you're looking to do like thumbnail YouTube channels and things like that, to add what you want the title to be, a little bit about the clickbait sort of nature of the video. And then, for example, I put in what the segments are going to be. So today, for example, we're doing like the trendy, we're doing the
we got a big show at the end.
We've got a big show at the end. I'll hold off on saying that for now. I was trying to not say that. And then anyway, put that in, and it fires back a bunch of interesting questions and topic points we could talk about, and then I could just pull that out, put it in the same Word document, send it to you, and we structure it in terms
brilliant.
of
and you really do need to utilize those tools, and we're speaking from people who have a full-time job as well, so those tools help us immensely. But as you mentioned, it's about finding that hook, that clickable element, which we've kind of, well, you've already done, as we've gone, right, we want to have this as our title potentially for these next few videos, and then we can plug that into AI and go, look, this is probably what we're going to base it around. Now, can we feed off that? Almost like a little spider diagram. Okay, we can do this, and this. Then you funnel it down and you whack it on that template, and happy days.
100%. I think the other thing for us, and it's a good time to mention this as well in terms of our sort of separation from the Chris Williamsons and the Diary CEOs, is we knew from day one that we wanted to make this a channel where it had entertainment and gamification as well as business. We know that The Apprentice exists and Dragon's Den exists, as well as the long form podcast exists, and we wanted to find a way to merge that together in the most relatable format.
But ultimately,
and that's where the games come in.
They're both things that we really enjoy.
Yeah.
So we want to fuse them both together, because we thought there's no one else really doing it out there. You've really got the serious business gurus, and you've got the really funny, entertaining who are not that serious.
Exactly.
Whack them together,
and there you have
and you have us suits and sliders,
suits and bloody sliders. One other point I'll mention quickly before we move on, because he is such a great case study. Mr. Beast's model is slightly different. It's something we're looking to do a bit more next year when it comes to our Sunday specials. He thinks about the thumbnail first. He can picture the sort of £1 million boat sinking with a 5,000 pounds on it or something like that. And he then goes, oh, that'd be a really cool visual. Thinks about the title, I sank a £1 million ship or whatever it is, or save the ship from sinking, something like that. And then he goes, right, this is what I want to create, because he knows that people will click on it. And then he takes a step back and he goes, okay, from there, right, we're going to have a video, we're going to have this story arc, this character, and then he plans. And I think that's a formidable way to make the content strong nowadays, in terms of things outside of maybe a podcast long form remit, and it works for people. Definitely. It really does.
Like, definitely go check out any of his videos, stuff like that, because he does give away a lot of brilliant little insights.
He really, really does. Anyway, one last thing before we get on to our last segment of the day. I thought it was a bit of time for a reflection.
Yes, okay, cool.
So I've decided, since it's 26th birthday, to reflect on the first quarter of life. I'm calling it a quarter of life. I want to live to 100.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going for. And just a couple of things I've learned out of the
Go
last
on,
25
then.
years. I think it'd be good for the audience.
Bit of motivational
Bit of-
speeches coming in here.
My inner Chris Williamson's going to come
Let's
out.
go.
I
I mean, last episode, it was the patriarchal Ollie, wasn't it?
Yeah, God, I'm really going on raw recently. So, biggest lessons learned. I think most importantly, in terms of the business perspective of things, the 80-20 rule for content. I have, ever since I was a kid, been a perfectionist about stuff. I was always trying to find every last detail that was wrong in something to then correct it and then put it out there into the world. And quite frankly, it meant I was never putting anything out there.
Yeah.
And I was spending years and years wanting to be this sort of person of strength in business and having all these projects and stuff, and I would never start anything.
Yeah.
And it did hold me back because I was always trying to make something
It will forever hold you back. Caring about perfection will be the death of a lot of people because they want everything to be perfect, and if it's only an inch left or inch right, then it doesn't look right.
Exactly.
You'd be so surprised if you just popped it out there.
And they say the 80-20 rule is principally the 20% of perfection will take you as long as the 80% that the first part took you. And we get this podcast to a great standard, I think, and it comes with our articulation over time. That means we do that last 20% that we could have done. If we had an episode like this today as our first episode, it would have been insane. The point being is like that was our first episode.
It's part of your journey. It's part of your growth. And that's what we've alluded to a lot throughout this pod.
You end up finding with repetition that you find your moments of perfection that improve over and over time. So I'd say the 80-20 rule is probably one of my biggest lessons learned so far. No sound shorts perform really well. Another big one in terms of the short form content, I'd say now. If you have shorts that don't have any sort of like text within it, any speech within it, they perform really well because Meta and other companies
go check out our last pod actually, because we touched upon that a lot more in detail.
Energy is absorbing. I find that the energy that I put out, not only from the podcast perspective, but in life, the energy that I put out then gets absorbed by other people and reflected onto you.
Yeah, big time.
If you're meeting anything with a flat sort of desperation, like, I don't know, emotion to yourself, you're going to be met with it in the same sort of way. And it
negative energy comes back with negative energy. Positive energy reaps more positive energy.
And my last two, USPs don't have to be something brand new every time. Just put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said to me, like, where their passions are, their ideas, and they go, yeah, but this already exists. I'm like, it might principally already exist, but you might have an angle or a solution point to some problem that makes you the new spearhead in that thing going forward.
And a lot of that as well could just be you as the individual. Yeah. Like, for example, Represent, right?
Yeah.
They're a brand that's about streetwear / a bit of sportwear, but there's plenty of them out there, like the Nikes, the Pumas, all of that lot. What makes them is the characters that are behind that brand. And that's what people really tap into. And nowadays, you're seeing it more than ever. So do get yourself out there. I would actually encourage people to do that more. And then hopefully, if you have a brand on top of that or a company, people feed into it because of you.
Yeah, I completely agree. And my last one, which I do think is important, and it probably goes for not only everybody who's seeing this podcast now, but probably all your friends and family, is that everybody does have an idea.
Yeah,
and
mate, yeah.
It's you're never sort of it's never about you why the idea doesn't come like true in sort of the space around you. It is all about finding that little bit of confidence just to think about what that idea may be, because I think everybody offers something. That every person I've ever met, there's something about them.
There's a unique spark to everyone.
There really
that's what humans are.
The world would be a much better place, I think, if everyone did start to talk about what their ideas really were, because as a collective we'd all move forward
massively.
The amount of times I've spoken to somebody and they've given me an idea when they weren't part of this podcast, but they've gone, maybe think about this. I've gone, that's a fucking great idea. And
you are seeing that a lot more. Like there are, for example, Mr. Beast. He's releasing things that he would have probably kept secret for a long time, and now because he's made it, he wants other people to make it. Yeah. So if you do rub shoulders with people that you know that are doing well, try and get a bit of information out of them, but also give them something back, because it's not just a give and take.
100%. And so Simon Scribb says this best in terms of going up to random people on the street and asking them what their dream is. All it takes is for you to ask that question to yourself. Don't wait to meet Simon Squibb. Don't wait to have us ask you and you say it in the comment section. Just think for a second, what actually is it? And then write it down and get going. Go back to episode 1 and start this process from scratch, because trust me, it will change your life.
Precisely. And also on that, if you do have a dream, you don't have to like straight away go for it. You can build towards that. Certainly. Because we have a bigger picture dream in our eyes, and this is just the beginning and our first step towards that.
I've actually not thought so much about the end result. I've been enjoying the journey all the way through, which is really interesting how you just mentioned that. And that's landed with me. Like we'd say before when we sat at Heartbreak, all of our big dreams for the future. And we'd say at that point that it would be in the future. We wouldn't say it was coming anytime soon. And then when we started to figure out the steps that we were going to take, and this became a huge part of that, I'm now enjoying the journey so much that I'm not actually itching for that end result yet, because I just know it's going to come at some point. Which is a beautiful thing.
That's
it's
good.
A beautiful thing.
You've got to enjoy the journey, that's for sure.
Certainly do. Shall we
What's
get
that
into our
saying?
last...
Like, look back on the good times, or you don't know you're in the good times until you're in them, or something like that. I reckon like, this is one of them.
I think
probably.
we know it wholeheartedly.
There
Anyhow,
we go.
let's get on to our last segment of the day, the big show to finish off the birthday.
Here we go.
Lights, camera, action.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, as it is Ollie's birthday, we have decided to do a lights, camera, action on each other. Now, I will preference that before I show mine, it is very quick, but I think I've clipped up some of the best moments of Suits and Sliders.
Okay, fair enough.
That involve mostly you.
See.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me turn the volume up.
Of course it's got to start with that. Oh my god.
That was it.
Is that it?
That was it. It was supposed to be a bit longer than that. But I think I've cut out off a bit for some reason. But it's supposed to be at the end, you know, when you turn around and go like, subscribe to Suits and Sliders on da-da-da-da-da.
Fair.
But yeah, that was it, mate.
It's quite funny.
Nice and quick.
Nice and quick.
Perfect for
I mean, that's our social
short,
media.
Short form content there, mate.
It is. I've gone for still short form, but a little bit longer here. I can only apologise. So mine is specifically about Jamie. So here we go.
Oh, jeez. No.
Once a man forged from South African roots in the Welsh wilderness, who started aimless and out of control, fueled by whey protein, chicken, and Smirnoff vodka.
Hey, vodka,
found in the wild and unpredictable ecosystem of Hartpury College, we observe a rare and powerful creature, the Jamie. Once sniffing candles and wrestling bears in Dagestan, has turned a leaf in the pursuit of finding a partner to mate. He's taken on skills that have accelerated his status and formed business strategies to tackle real-life problems. Jamie now moves with quiet confidence, armed with spreadsheets, insight, and an uncanny ability to say, yes, but what's the actual goal? Notice how the people listen. They trust him. They thrive under his guidance. He does not shout. He does not panic. He simply consults expertly. And so, balance is restored. Productivity increases.
That's what I could tell you.
Early. A truly remarkable symbiosis. The man who co-hosts the greatest podcast on...
Oh, you've done so well, mate.
Knowledge is restored.
You've done so well. Oh, no, you know what? I'm going to go home and do some homework and get mine better.
Are you going to run yours back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I literally did mine last minute.
Fair.
Because I had a crazy week.
Yeah, you have had a crazy week. We had a quick
That's fucking... Oh, mate,
that's
sick,
it's cool,
bro.
isn't it? It's
so
a good
cool.
one. I was quite
proud. No, now I feel really bad, bro. I'm going to get a good one out.
All right,
people can see that, but then I'll post another one.
Okay, he'll post another one. Sounds good.
It's here.
You'll post... How about you post it on my birthday itself?
Yeah.
Technically just covered that episode slightly before. Yeah, okay, we'll do that instead. But that was I thought I got the little Morgan Freeman voice in there.
How did you get that?
Honestly, an AI voice generator. So I went online. I tried to get David Attenborough, and I was really struggling. And then I found like this one that had like all these different voices, and I actually pitched it down and slowed it down. It sounded like Morgan Freeman. I was like, oh, bang it, I'll just do that. It wasn't actually Morgan Freeman. It was like I just pitched it down.
And you went through the archives, mate.
Went through the archives.
Have you seen that trend? The 2016 is the newest 2026, is what everyone's saying.
Is it?
And they're now doing a 10-year flashback. We've got to do it on our social media.
Oh, again.
Everyone's doing it.
Holy shit, have we known each other for 10 years?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
That's nuts, isn't
That's
it?
just landed.
Decade.
That's
coming up.
crazy.
But yeah, mental.
Almost a decade.
Mental.
Holy shit.
So everyone said also 2016 was like a prime year.
It was the prime year.
Everyone's saying 2026 is like, this is it.
Let's
This is
do
going to
it.
be us.
Let's
It's
do
going
it.
to be a car, bro. No, but generally we got to post something like that on
Game,
social
game.
media.
Alright, I'll
I've
get
sent
on
you
that.
some examples as well.
Cool,
It's class.
Right, well, that was actually a class lights camera.
That
action.
was
Jamie
good.
will run his back. We'll see his again.
We will.
But yes, I'll probably post that one out on the social media
Oh,
as
mate,
well.
that's
everyone
good,
can see
that's
that.
good.
But yes.
Should we get into the outro?
Let's just run straight into
Yeah.
it. Right, that was one habit. Thank you so much
There
for
we
being here for
go.
my birthday. I
Big
appreciate it, guys.
birthday, eh?
26 years old.
Jeez, mate.
Crazy.
You know that is scary, bro.
That is
You
scary.
are closer to 30 than 20.
I'm closer to 50 than born. So
Shit. Whoa, don't put it like that, bro. You ain't got long,
Craziness,
brother. You're going to be on crutches soon. Mate,
Oh,
I'm like a few months away.
that.
Yeah, honestly.
Anyway, thank you so much for
bro.
being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We are getting into so much more juicy stuff as well on the Patreon with real behind the scenes into my life and the life of the whole
Defo,
podcast.
go check it out. It's £4 a month. It is
it
the
is.
best thing you will purchase.
100%. And we have also got an extra little segment over there, which is
do.
going to be
Juicy.
really, really good. But actually, do you know what? I'm going to do this.
Okay,
I'm going out there.
go on.
If you use the code OllieSNS at the
Bosh.
Patreon checkout, I will do for my birthday 50% off for everybody for the next 4 weeks if you go and use OllieSNS at the Patreon checkout as a little birthday present to you. So thank you for being here for my birthday. I'll give that back to you lot.
That's a lovely gift.
I think so. Should we end it there?
Yeah, let's end it there.
Righto. Toodle pip.
And cheerio!
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Oliver, a man of many talents. Some discovered early, others discovered against his will. Some say he is inspirational, a creative mind, an athletic spirit with questionable execution, a man who approaches life with confidence, commitment, and absolutely no risk assessment. But through it all, he's remained consistent. Consistently Oliver.
Subscribe to Suits and Sliders on YouTube and Spotify.